the people.
Welcome to NorCal Tea Party Radio.
All across the nation, the party's just begun. Voices speaking loud and clear, there are battles to be won. Gather here, reunite, join the revolution, 'cause we are strong and standing tall, upholding the Constitution. We the people say.
And now the host of We the People NorCal Tea Party Radio is Ginny Rapini. Jenny is the coordinator of the NorCal Tea Party.
Welcome to We the People Radio. NorCal Tea Party welcomes you as well right here on KTKZ 1380 Radio. Let me tell you a little bit about who we are in terms of our core values. We stand for three core values: fiscal responsibility, constitutionally limited government, and the free markets. We don't vary off those, and we stick right with that. That is our mission, to restore fiscal responsibility to our state as well as our nation, to bring it back to constitutionally limited government on all areas as well there too, and to reestablish our free markets. We stay completely focused on that. We don't get involved in the social issues. We don't get involved with a political party. We don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, Libertarian. We care that you are conservatives and that you have the same goals that we have. So welcome to We the People Radio. Our sponsor this month is Del Rapini. If that last name is familiar, that is my husband. He is a developer, and he has been very active in the Tea Party movement and with regaining personal property rights, which are being taken from us on a daily basis. So we thank Del Rapini. Our guests this week are the board members, with the exception of two, of the NorCal Tea Party. And the reason that we've brought them in together is they're part, as much as I am, if not more, of fighting this battle to bring sanity back into our state and local governments, as well as on the national level. And I want to deal with first the recent resignation of Mark Meckler and myself from the National Tea Party Patriots Board of Directors. I want to do this so that I can clarify to people that NorCal is still the same. NorCal hasn't gone anywhere. I resigned from the National Tea Party Patriot Board because they too wound up losing their way. Just like the political parties that go back there and start drinking the water of the Potomac and forget their promises to the grassroots, to you and me, the National Board had done that as well. Some of the decisions that were made, while maybe not illegal, were unethical, to say the least, and their fiscal irresponsibility was out of control. In the last 9 months, Mark and I stayed on that board to try to restore their purpose and their vision and their original first love of the grassroots. And that was for naught. It was always a 5-7 vote, or 5-2 vote. Mark and I voting for fiscal sanity, and the others not voting for fiscal sanity. I also witnessed cronyism that I had never seen in this organization before. I witnessed temper tantrums from some of the leaders on the board, and I witnessed actual lies and deceit. And I could no longer be connected to an organization like that. So I resigned. Mark resigned, I resigned, and then Mike Ruthenberg also resigned. He held the paid position of educator. He was in charge of all training and education for all of the group leaders across the United States. And he too was on board with us in feeling the same way. All our letters of resignation are on our website. If you want to read those, you can go to norcalteaparty.com. That's norcalteaparty.com. So now I have brought our board of directors in. 5 of the 7 of us are here, and I want them to share with you their vision of the future for the Tea Party movement being out from under the Tea Party Patriots, and specifically then of the NorCal Tea Party, which is us. And my first guest is Susan Crane. Susan is our treasurer. She keeps us on task fiscally. Anybody that would want to see our books is welcome to come and look at them. We are transparent and we are extremely fiscally sound. Not one of us is paid. Not one of us. Every one of us are volunteers. We do this on our own. We don't reimburse ourselves for expenses that we have either. Those become donations to the NorCal Tea Party. So with that introduction and the scrutiny of our treasurer, here's Susan Crane. Welcome, Susan.
Thank you. Thanks
the other members are in the back applauding her.
Oh, it's been a whirlwind being on this board, and we certainly appreciate and thank Jenny and Dell for getting us involved. But involvement's my key, and the one thing I really want to say to everyone is when we found ourselves sitting on the couch yelling at the TV, and finally I just told my husband, look, get off the couch. Let's go to Washington. Let's go to the march. At the time, the Glenn Beck, we were watching and, just fascinated with it all. So we did go to Washington and we did get involved. And when we came back, we had searched out Mark Meckler and got involved in the rallies at the Capitol. And so slowly but surely, we got more and more involved. And my request and my hope is that involvement for anybody that wants to come out, we certainly would appreciate it, and to tell your friends and talk to your family and come to the rallies. It's really important, and it's important to kind of spread the word. We have so much to do for the city, for the state, and for the country. It's just involvement. I think get off the couch. Let's get out there and help the cause, and bring your red T-shirt and get your shirt and organize a meeting. Sacramento does not have a large Tea Party group. We are really searching for a coordinator for this area, and to broaden our beliefs. And I think Jenny just encouraged people to come out. April 14th is our Tax Day rally. And we have had some really large rallies at the state capitol, and look forward to another one. So.
And just a couple weeks ago, we had our third anniversary rally, 3 and Thriving. And there were 300 or 400 people there. We were on the west steps. The occupiers were on the north steps. The white supremacists were on the south steps. The two of them merged. And while we're still in the middle being very peaceful with no law enforcement on our part at our rally, and they were all over trying to contain the other two groups as they merged together. It wasn't a pretty sight, but ours was. Thank you, Susan. And I know Susan's passion is for each person to get involved as they did, not just sit and complain anymore. And don't think that you can accomplish anything by sitting at your computer and sending out emails. That doesn't do it either. We need your warm body. We need the head counts. That in mind.
It's also to read all the emails, to learn about what's going on. And I don't read every single email that comes across from Tea Party, I'll admit, but most of them we do. But there's a lot of activities going on right now.
Our next guest is Hank Silva. Hank is also on our board of directors, and Hank is the one that has to recruit all the volunteers when we have rallies or any event, whether it's our general meetings or whether it is our large rallies, from needing anywhere from only 5 or 6 volunteers to 300 volunteers. That's Hank's job, and he does an excellent job at it. Welcome, Hank.
Well, thank you, Jenny.
And so what is your vision for the future now that there's been changes in the Tea Party movement? What's your vision here?
My vision is that we get more people involved in the local Tea Party groups and try to make a difference here in California. We have volunteers out there, and they come in large groups, but we can never have too many. Mm-hmm. We need feet on the ground, boots on the ground, as you would say. What we really want to do is we want people to not only get involved themselves, but go to their neighbors, their friends, and talk to them about the Tea Party and what's going on in California especially, and get them to come on down to our rallies and support us.
Well, what made you, you're a small business owner, and what made you decide to get involved and give up so much of your time, which I personally know you do? Why did you do that?
Well, like Susan and Lawrence here, was throwing stuff at my television. And the regulations they were putting on all of the small business here in California was just frustrating us. We couldn't go anywhere. Our costs were skyrocketing, and our businesses started to suffer over that. So it was either sit down and throw stuff at the television or seek out a group to help. And I heard of the Tea Party, and I did not actually go out and seek them for a while. I was just kind of sitting back and see what they were about. When I found out that they were nonpartisan, they were about fiscal responsibility and limited government and the free marketplace, well, maybe this is a good place to start. Fortunately, the first one I actually went to was yours and Dell's first party you threw at your house.
That's right.
And I've been there ever since, and I appreciate you and Dell, because you have spent so much time and effort to get stuff off the ground, not only in California in our local group, but in the nation.
Well, it's a team effort. It definitely is. There's not any one or two people that can accomplish anything of any significance. It takes a team, and we definitely do have a great team. We have some other guests, but we're going to be up against a break. So just before we go to this break, I want to remind you of some of the events that we do have coming up. We have our April 14th Tax Day Rally will be our next large event. That will take place at the state capitol on the West Steps at noon. And we will go from noon to 2:30 that day. There will be speakers. There will be great music, as there always is. And we will also have a march around the Capitol. We're not just going to stay in one place this time. We will go single file, and you can take your signs and your flags with you and march around the Capitol. Another thing that we'll be doing that will be different is that we will be coming in from over the bridge and march in to the place of the rally, and that'll start, and Hank's going to organize that. That'll start at 11:30, where everybody marches in down the street, both sides of the street, with their flags, with their signs, and their red shirts to really make a statement and join us there then on the west steps of the Capitol. That's what will be taking place then. Then at 2:30, we will be launching our bus tour, and that is called the California Revolution Rise Up Bus Tour. We will be hitting 11 districts in the state of California that have the opportunity to flip, to have the opportunity to get a more conservative person in office. We will be educating the people in each one of these districts about their current legislator and about those that are on the ballot. It is extremely important that we get involved in the primary this year. Since we have an open primary, we need to get the most conservative candidate on that ballot. For more information about both of these events, go to our website at norcalteaparty.com. That's norcalteaparty.com, and we will be right back.